Becca's. Did you notice that?
It was awesome.
It worked perfectly. Okay, we are going to turn our attention to There Is Sweet Music.
I will not do it like that. I promise. It would be funny. I'm not doing it though.
And you're not going to use the jazz scat voice.
Unless you want me to.
Well, actually, I'm hoping that we can.
You guys can do it yourself.
Wean ourselves, and we'll use our own jazz scat voices. All right, so let's think through, and Allison will give us only minimal assistance. And the half note gets the beat. Let's try it again. And 1. Give you that alto once, and that is going to be for you guys when you change the notes.
The beat is, it seemed to me that your beat was different than what everyone else.
So again, on that last measure,
No, in the beginning.
yes, we're dragging.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
But it was less dragging than the first time, but yes, we're still behind. All right, let's keep going though, and then we'll go back. So on to the next page. What's your question?
In between ledge and B on measure 37, 38, do you want us to carry through or take a breath?
Hold on, let me find where
Yes.
where you have a breath. Between measures.
Oh, some people have a breath. Okay, my mistake.
Ledge. Oh, between ledge and the poppies?
Is it a breath?
No.
Okay. No?
Oh.
Okay. I think for
I did, yes, you're right, I just didn't mark it myself.
Oh, so where do we want the G to go? Because it was kind of all over. She'll show you.
Let's speak that, and from the craggy ledge. And one. And from the craggy ledge. Yeah, let's put it, just to make it a little more calculated, let's put it on the and of that first beat. So, craggy ledge, the. Right? So just speak craggy ledge and craggy ledge. Now, if we could make it, maybe when we're singing it won't be quite so, because that's a little more breath than I would like, but I'm afraid if I have you do less than that, it will be all over the place. So if we can maybe do not so much craggy ledge, the. So it'll just, but I'm sure that will work itself out when you're singing. But does that answer your question?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Great. Let's go from measure 26. Yeah. So how are we going to find our notes, altos? Let's listen to that F and hear where your notes are from there. So pretty easy for the first altos, right? Listen to it for the second alto. Here comes the bride, right? That's your interval there. Let's hear the soprano sing here and then the altos sing their note there. And. The sopranos and just the alto twos. Took us a minute to zero in on it. Let's do one more time so we can get there quicker. Great. Add the alto twos and we won't stop. We'll keep going. Add. I mean alto ones. So on a piece like this, thinking about the E vowels, right? I know I have been telling you, when it's slow, you should make it bright. But in a piece like this, we do have to be a little careful about that, right? Because we have these beautiful legato lines, and most of the piece has much more of a kind of feeling to it. So if we suddenly sing here, right? You're right, sopranos, it's a little bit low for you, and normally I would give you some advice like this, but in this case we have to modify that a little bit and not do quite so much E. And even for you guys, altos, we have to be a little less bright than we sometimes would be. So let's start at that same place again, and I'm using the word here as the example, but of course you have lots of vowels. You have deep and creep and stream, weep. You have a lot of E vowels in this, especially in this second part, in this phrase. Right? Here we go again. And. Yeah, so let's get our T there. So, cool mosses deep. On the same as we're doing on ledge, put that on the and of that. One last time. Open and. not going to make you do the jump just on right? And then we come in. So you really has to, that B natural has to be so high. And it doesn't feel good because it's a crunch, right? So, but enjoy that, right? So just right on stream, the soprano's on stream, and then alto's coming in. Trying to sing hangs in. There's that comma there to show you that you can take a breath, which makes that a lot easier. Right. All right, let's go back up to the top of the page, music. Sorry, I forgot that it was in two. And. Can feel the tiredness there, right? So kind of tired eyelids and tired eyes. You can make a little bit more of that eighth note. Feel that sleepiness in there. Yeah.
So do you want us saying it like two syllables, even though everybody else is holding and just doing like tired?
Tired. I'm so tired. I've been harding all day.
Like should we do tired eyes or should we do tired eyes?
Somewhere in the middle. Tired. I think you can put a little Y in there, but not tired.
Yeah, that'd be the point.
Yeah. All right, here we go. What? Yeah.
Breath after lies, between lies and damn.
Yes, just a lift. Okay. Just a lift, yeah. Okay, here we go. One more time, music. Started 22. Makes that last phrase a lot easier to sing, and we'll just wait for each other. You know, like we don't have to be so precise about it. If you just watch and follow, I think it'll be clear. Let's back up to the previous page, and let's start it again. Mara's point is spot on that we tend to drag a lot on it, right? So it's a slow tempo, but we don't want to get lost in it, right? Here we go. So right at the get-go. There is sweet. We want to get to sweet. We don't care about there is. Just the sweet is the part, important part. One. There is sweet music here, that softer falls than petals from the roses on the grass. So we're trying to get to the end there, the grasses. That all of that is basically one phrase. Can we just speak it as though you're reading poetry, right? And in rhythm with me. One. There is sweet music here, us ahead a little bit, so that we could feel the then petals from blown roses on the grass, right? Instead of from petals from blown roses on the grass, right? Right? That's not poetry, right? All right, let's try it. I'm going to play a little bit, so come with me. 1. Not going to do that, but I wanted you to feel that we don't have to be like, oh, but it's a quarter note, right? So we can feel some flexibility within the phrase. All right, this time we will do it the way it's written, but I just wanted to prove to you that you can sing it that way. And 1. There is sweet music here, that softer falls than petals from the roses on the grass. Or night dews on still waters, between walls of shadowy garnet in a gleaming glass. Okay, all right, let's take, let me hear the sopranos. Between walls, 2, 3. Between walls of shadowy garnet in a gleaming glass. Yeah, listen to in a gleaming. Yeah. So the bugaboo is the E natural, right? Even, you're actually doing a pretty good job getting up to that F, but the F and the E are such hard notes, and especially at 9 o'clock at night. But so we just want to make that the smallest step that we can. You guys have to do that too, but it's not quite in the same place in your voice. So let's all go from between walls. 2, 3. Between walls of shadowy garnet in a gleaming glass. Yeah, that's much better. And I'm trying to, I know it says retard, but I'm actually moving through that a little more quickly. And part of that's to help us not be stuck in that hard place soprano. So.
Quick question.
Yeah.
The last note for the alto twos,
Mhm.
since everyone else has the fermata, are you gonna cue us in?
I am doing that. I'm looking at you and pointing. So that's where I'm going D, dum, da. And when my hand goes back, that's when you change from G to G flat.
Okay, I was hearing the A ones change it.
Yep, and they change on beat 2, you change on beat 3. Let's do that, because maybe that wasn't, you weren't sure. So alto, the 2 alto parts on between walls. 2 and 3. Between walls of shadowy granite in a gleaming glass. So that's what I've been doing all along. Maybe you're like, why is she pointing at us?
I was hearing the alto ones come in when you, I was,
No, I'm pointing to them first and then you. And I think I've done it that same way every time.
I'm not sure we're getting the between walls.
Sure. Let's hear alto 2s alone. 2 and 3. Nope, yeah. You're not. You're right. Here we go. Listen to the interval first. It's that same Here Comes the Bride, right? 2 and 3. Between walls of shadowy granite in a let's do the whole thing, because we didn't actually make it through the whole piece. Sit down, stand up, and then we'll do the last. Starting to move through the phrases a little more, which is good.
I know.
No worries.
I get slap happy at this hour.
Don't we all? All right, lastly, we're going to look at Ave Generosa.
This would be funny with jazz scats.
What? This would be funny with jazz scats.
But then I just made a bunch of parts.
Ave Generosa. We only have a few minutes, so let's make good use of our time. time on this, the last like couple of pages, so don't feel terrible. Let's go back to 11 and remind ourselves of those rhythms at the top of the page. Speaking at measure 58, and I hope you all have your counts written above. I do, so if I do, you should too. Okay? So speaking now at now all shines at the top of 11. 3, 4, 1. Now all shines. Now all shines with joy. Right? So now the first now comes on the and of 1. Shines comes on 4. The second now comes on beat 2. And all comes on the and of 3, and then shines obviously is on 1, and joy is on 3. So know whether you're on the beat or off the beat. We have a little bit of fudging going on, all right? Here we go, speaking again. 3, 4, 1. Now all shines, now all shines. See, I can tell that you're not sure, because I hear this. Now shines. So wait until 1 to get that in. One more time. 3, 4, and 1. Now all shines. Now all shines in joy. There you go. In joy. I guess some say with joy. That's wrong. All right. Let's put some pitch with that, and we'll go on to the bottom of the page, where the middles and lows are going to be ready to do that triplet figure again. All right, here we go, and 1. Yeah, put the S in the rest. That's what's part of what's making us late on the now in the second measure. So if we have all shines, come right off, right where it's right on the rest. All right, and 1. I think what part of what's confusing us a little bit is that the all is a different length. It's short the first time, it's just 1/8 note. Second time it's longer. So don't just get, oh, it's just going to be the same pattern. It's not the same pattern. Last time, and I promise we will go on to the bottom. And 1. Because it's more of a schwa than a because. Much better. Be aware, lows, that there are points where the other parts are actually above you, so don't be thrown by that. Let's add the sopranos or the high part, I should say, at 61. What?
I can't do that.
Okay, don't worry about it. Yeah, that's a terrible place for you guys, but just mark it or sing it an octave down. And 1. Something was just in my brain there, and it notes that you have in the third measure, we can bring that out just a little bit. And that's what's helping to lead us into that point of the crescendo there. Let's back up a little bit before where we were starting. Let's back up to page 8. Low part, I think we got a late start on, I forget if it was the entrance on page 8 or the next entrance on page 9, but we were off kilter then for the rest of the page, so we'll fix that right now. All right, but we're starting at the top of 8. And 1. We'll count out to make sure we're not giving short shrift to the rest that we have. And 1. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. So just make sure you're really counting to 4 before you come back in. And I will give you that entrance. So if you're singing that entrance and I'm not looking at you, you're probably singing at the wrong time, okay? It's possible that I might forget to look at you, but more likely that we're coming in too soon. Let's go back to the top of 8 with everybody. And 1. Yeah, so that stays that we're forte when we start there at measure whatever it is I've drawn over it so I can't see the measure number. But then we decrescendo through there. All right, and then let's keep going right at Allison. If you can start in measure 50, and then we're coming in on our next entrance. And 'Cause